Are you ready? We're gonna take this Hello everyone. I hope you guys like the new intro. There is a lot to discuss today. Alright, so what's on the agenda? We're going to talk about the last episode of Doctor Who and The Flash. I'm going to start turning this film series into just start, trying to go as long as possible. Hit the mark. And that way I don't have to spend, 20 minutes talking about one show. I can actually split it up into a couple different sections. So we're going to do first half Doctor Who, second half The Flash. So, because, it just aired tonight and I have to talk about it. So, first things first. Last episode of Doctor Who. Not a whole lot to talk about. There's some cool things, one of them being the underwater ship. I think it's freaking awesome. The whole thing, how the Doctor is convinced that these are ghosts, which is interesting because of being a man of science. Obviously, don't believe in ghosts, so it's pretty cool. The big deal was at the end. Spoilers for those of you who haven't seen the episode yet. But at the end, you see the Doctor's ghost, which is obviously not going to be him dying, because if it was, then that would be the lamest episode on the planet. No, but what the whole thing was, there are ghosts on this ship terrorizing these people. They're trying to figure out why. Turns out that there's an alien sending a message, and it's the only way it can be portrayed is through these ghosts. And so the Doctor is forced to admit that these are actually ghosts and not just random, or not just holograms or just things brought back to, or things reanimated and shit. So that was a big moment. I also really loved the interaction with him and Clara in the beginning, when he's explaining to them that it is a ghost, or they are ghosts, where they bring out the cards. I thought that was fucking hilarious, because it really solidifies who Peter Capaldi is as the Doctor. It solidifies him as someone he's really cold-hearted, he's calculating. He's not someone who's really emotionally attached to what he's doing, except for, of course, when it comes to Clara, because that's when it really matters. But other than that, he's a really cold, calculating kind of guy, which I really like. I think that's the way the Doctor should be, because he's lived for centuries. You can't just have a guy live for centuries, time travel, see a bunch of shit, and then for some reason he's super compassionate and shit. Guy's seen some shit. Obviously, he's gonna be a little on guarded as far as emotions go. So I really like that interaction, because it really showed that Clara is kind of the moral center of the group. Overall, I think the episode was really good. There's not really too many complaints. It was a one-off episode, had nothing really to do with the storyline. Obviously, there's going to be a part 2 next week. I'm guessing the Doctor really isn't dead, but I feel like that much was obvious. So, watch it, see what you guys think. I think it was a great episode. So moving on, the premiere of The Flash was today. And I have to say, it was not as crazy good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be high volume, high intensity, shit's happening right off the bat. I thought it was going to pick up where it left off, but it's 6 months later. But I don't know, I guess I was okay with it. We got to see Atom Smasher this episode, which was a pretty big deal, considering Atom Smasher is a good guy, and they played him off as a bad guy. But I liked him as a character. I wish they kind of would have, given him more reasoning, given him more emotion. He was a little dry. I think he was just there for, just for the Flash to fight someone. And if that's the case, then that's kind of lame. But I mean, I guess it also introduces them to the fact that there are other worlds due to Jay Garrick. But they could have easily done that without having Atom Smasher be the one to fight the Flash. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But I guess they're saving all the big ones for later on in the series. It was just kind of a weak opening for me. I didn't really I enjoyed it. I did, definitely. I mean, I give it like a B as far as like a rating goes. But other than that, like, I don't know, it just wasn't where I wanted it to be. But I guess like it's just like high expectations, and they did mention Zoom. Jay Garrick, was there at the very end of the episode. Nothing really climaxed. It was just more of him getting his dad out of prison, which was cool. Still kind of weird that Harrison Wells even did that. Or I guess, Earbathon, whatever. But I guess it just kind of like solidified him as, he wasn't really trying to hurt Barry. I mean, like, he really was, but he was more trying to get to his own timeline. So he wasn't really trying to kill Barry or anything. He was just trying to make him faster. Which, in the ends, I guess, don't really justify the means. But that's why he was a villain, I guess. It was just weird that he did that for Barry. Just I don't know. A lot of the episode didn't sit too well with me. It was just it's gonna pick up next episode, because Jay Garrick just arrived. Everything's kind of resolved and come to a head where like Barry's finally at a point in his life where he can accept help, and he's not so down in the dumps. Because if we had that for the first like half of the season, that would be fucking stupid. So I guess now we can just get back to regular old what was going on, and back to the status quo of things. Which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. I really hope it picks up again next episode, because like I said, it was a little weak to me. But let me tell me what you guys thought of it, or even if you watched it, or even if you're watching this video. It'd be really nice to know. So like I said, for the Doctor Who episode, I'm going to give that a A-. It was a great episode. It was really funny. Really, intense. There was a lot of shit going on, and Peter Capaldi is doing really well as the Doctor. As far as the Flash is concerned, I give that about a B, maybe a B- even. It just wasn't the premiere that I was expecting it to be. Like, usually premieres are kind of a big deal, and they're like, oh my god, we're back! But this time it was just kind of like nothing happened, really. It was just kind of Barry being mopey. So, I mean, we did find out what happened with the Singularity, but it was kind of just a one-off thing where it just happened in a flashback. I kind of wish we would have saw that firsthand, where we got to see it play out directly after everything happened. I think that would have been awesome, and they should have really, and then maybe fade to 6 months later, because that would have been, I feel like, the ideal situation, instead of kind of drawing it out the way they did. This week, you see that I started a new creature. He is warthog that my friend Kelly created. Mentioned her before, and I think it's going pretty well so far. We're going into the fun stuff, which is the sculpting, and the sculpting's what I love to do. That's like my favorite thing in the world to do. So I really hope you guys enjoy the background. I've been thinking about maybe putting music in the background also, but I'm not sure what I would do. If there's anyone out there listening, it would be really cool to, let me know what you guys think. Should I put music in the background? Should I not? Is it fine the way it is? I also changed the intro a couple times. This one I think is the one I'm gonna stick with. It's really it catches it and does what it does its job. So tell me what you guys think of the new intro. Whether or not I should put music in there, that would be cool. Don't forget to subscribe, favorite video, or whatever you kids do these days. I also have a Twitter I'll link to in the description, so for anyone who's watching the videos, you guys can follow me on Twitter, and that's about it. I'll link all my social networks down below from now on. I think it would be a good idea so you guys can stay connected with me and see what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Comment. Seriously, do it. I'll hold your families captive. Not really, but I really want you guys to stay in touch with me because I feel lonely. All right. Peace out.